You know, I like to admit that I'm a adult man. I drive my own car. I go and work at a job. I go and pay my bills. I enjoy the good old sports. I'm a very well-rounded American man. But when this came on my phone notifications,
One never discusses a woman's age, Michael. Would have hoped I taught you better.
I immediately just squealed like a little girl. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, Mary Poppins returns. One of the many new sequels to already amazing classics, either being remade or actually being made as sequels. But why is Disney making these types of movies now? I mean, very rarely do they ever stray away from this type of thing nowadays. I mean, yeah, we got A Wrinkle in Time, but that was a total piece of crap. And then we got The Nutcracker and the Four Realms coming out fairly soon. That's not an adaptation of anything that Disney's made so far. But it does look like Alice in Wonderland, so... yeah. But why are we getting so many live-action remakes now? Why didn't this craze happen in like the 1990s with 101 Dalmatians and The Jungle Book and all that stuff? Well, I'm going to explain in grave detail exactly why. Because this trailer has all the answers. Within each and every frame, there lies an answer. So without further ado, this is the Mary Poppins Returns trailer analysis and Disney live-action remake video essay. Let's start out with why they're remaking them. And of course, it's a lot more complicated than you might think, but I'm just going to give you the basic summary. This whole thing pretty much started when Michael Eisner took the office of CEO of the entire Walt Disney Company. Within his first few months, he released a statement where he pretty much said that making money should be their overall purpose. It shouldn't be about artistic endeavors or whatever. It should be about making money. Here, I put the exact quote right here. Within all of this, however, he kind of introduced something kind of new. The remakes of animated classics into live action. He started off with The Jungle Book. That sucked. And then he did it again with 101 Dalmatians. You probably remember this movie, because merchandising was everywhere and it spawned a sequel that sucked. Not only that, but he did remakes of other live-action Disney movies like Herbie Fully Loaded, The Parent Trap, and Freaky Friday. Notice that they all have Lindsay Lohan, and look where she is now. Now, the main goal for Mike Eisner was pretty much just to make money for the sake of making money. Exploit everything at all costs. He may not have come out and said it, but just examine the business model that he had, and yeah, it pretty much was. And this is where Bob Iger, his mentee, I guess, had kind of different business models, because Bob Iger is now the new CEO of Disney. He's been doing a great job ever since. He also started a whole new policy for their whole brand/brand recognition. Instead of tarnishing the brand with making crap, he instead decided to do something a little bit different. Make something that's quality.
Was that a joke? Are you making jokes now?
I mean, well, yeah, he's still exploiting like all their animated classics and live action classics and what have you. He's also making quality entertainment. He stopped the whole Disney direct-to-video horse train thing and started pumping out all these live-action remakes. But here's the difference, though. For the first Jungle Book movie, 101 Dalmatians, and The Parent Trap, they pretty much have one thing in common, and that was to make money. It's a popular name, so why not remake it? Whereas with these new live-action adaptations, they kind of take a whole new approach to it, where if there's something that needs to be fixed, or if there's a reason why we need to remake this, then remake it, but change some things. Make the movies better. The first Jungle Book pretty much had no reason whatsoever to exist, but the new Jungle Book had a whole new reason to exist, to test out better technology, and to push the question, what if Mowgli was dangerous? What if Shere Khan in the Jungle Book animated movie was right? 101 Dalmatians, there's not really a whole lot for it to exist. But Cinderella, there's a whole reason for it to exist. To fix many of the problems that the animated version had. The prince actually has a character now. The king actually has a character now. There's a reason for why the prince has to get married. There's a reason why Cinderella stayed with her stepmother and stepsisters and all that stuff. And while I'm not saying that every live action adaptation had that type of feel when you got into it, like Alice in Wonderland, and I can't wait for Dumbo, but more often than not, they do have a new take on what the source material had. It has a reason for existing. It focuses on nostalgia and makes you feel like happy, I guess, because you get to see more of these types of characters that you grew up with. But they're also showing you something brand new, some whole new take on a source material that didn't really initially went into all that much. But you know, it's whatever. Now let's go on to Mary Poppins Returns. Why is this trailer so great? Because pretty much this does beat for beat the exact same thing that every live action adaptation on a Disney animation has done since 2010. We have similar characters like Mary Poppins, and then there's the Banks kids all grown up and with their own kids. We have Mary Poppins singing. We have other songs and dances mixed in within this little trailer thing. We have Lin-Manuel Miranda as like the Dick Van Dyke of this movie, which I did not expect at all. And also another thing I didn't expect, the fact that we have 2D animation in this movie. Of course, we got some 3D like CGI animation as clearly seen here, but we got 2D animation. Something that pretty much no one expected it to actually have. Again, it's the same kind of stuff here. If you have to make a reboot or a remake or an adaptation or whatever, make it better. And of course, that's really hard because this is like one of the most classic movies ever made. So it's going to be really hard to make it better, but who knows? I'm still holding out hope. I'm pretty sure this movie is going to be pretty good. But I don't know, that's just me. And it also continues to trend with all the other live-action adaptations based on Disney animation movies. The use of nostalgia. We see a lot of nostalgia in this trailer. Like with Beauty and the Beast. They had the ballroom scene like plastered all over their marketing in every single trailer. I mean, it was everywhere. In this, they kind of sugarcoat everything. You got the 2D animation, you got Mary Poppins singing, you got Mary Poppins doing her magic stuff. This time it's on steroids because there's like 50 people flying with like bikes and stuff. I mean, they even brought back Dick Van Dyke to play the old guy. The same old guy that he played in the original. Now, before you say I'm a cynical ass, let me say that I did like this trailer and I am really, really looking forward to this movie. I'm just pointing out the obvious here. The fact that Disney's using nostalgia to sell their movie. And I'm not saying that anything looks like terrible from this trailer, but then again, it's a trailer, so it's supposed to sell you on the movie. I mean, the big highlight here would have to be Emily Blunt. I mean, she plays a perfect Mary Poppins, brings the gravitas that Julie Andrews kind of had. Lin-Manuel Miranda plays like Dick Van Dyke, I guess. I know he's playing like a different character, I would assume, maybe, I don't really know. Meryl Streep in her next Academy Award nominated role, I guess. The kids are actually pretty good, but then again, it's a trailer, and yeah. However, I'm still holding out hope. The one thing I didn't really like, however, was this guy. This guy seemed a little too dramatic. I don't know what it is with him that just rubs me the wrong way, but whenever he was on screen, it was just like a little too overreacting. This, I could tell he's not crying. But I don't know, I guess I have to see in the context of the movie. Overall, this is a very decent trailer. As was all the other trailers for other live-action Disney animated movies or whatever. They all looked good. I mean, Alice in Wonderland's trailer looks good. The Maleficent trailer looks good. It's just those movies sucked. I mean, I don't know. I liked Beauty and the Beast. I liked Christopher Robin. So far, Disney has made more good live-action Disney movies based on animated movies. I'm gonna come up with a shorter name for that. But anyway, then worse ones. So, I mean, at least there's that. I'm pretty sure this movie's gonna rock. And I'm really looking forward to it. I just noticed a little bit of a pattern with these movies, and it's not really a problem, but I thought it was worth addressing. And why we have a Mary Poppins Returns to begin with. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, thank you, Bob Iger, and all your miracles. You did a good job. Good job, yeah, you did. Yay, good job, you did it, yay, yay, yay.